Hmm. Hmm. Where's the link? I had a link. Link. Oh. Silly. Hello, everybody. I don't know if you're in or not yet, so I'm just checking. It's difficult for me to tell on OBS. I'm using OBS. No, I'm not telling you my stream key. You're not allowed to know. I hope everybody can hear me okay. Of all of the places that I decided to put the old microphone, this was the best place I could think of. It just kept falling off everywhere else. It was quite annoying. So these are the choices. These are the choices in my life today. Send us a message if you're in. In the meantime, I too am going to join my own live to put a link in here for you guys, because I am fabulous like that and just so kind and loving. I hope you can hear me. Please send me a message if you can't. That, because it would be pretty cringe, wouldn't it, if you couldn't hear me at this point. To join my own live to put a link in here fun for you guys. Oh dear. I'm gonna have a little repetition of audio there. Sorry. There you go. Just gonna send a little linky poo. Not that. Wrong thing. I don't know if you have seen this. Hey. Hello. But I'm gonna send you a little something special. You don't need to. Let's just. Wow, this is difficult for me. Why am I having so much trouble today? Hopefully nobody's watching. Oh no, there's 3 people watching. Get out of here. Go find somebody better, okay? I don't know. I'm having a nightmare today. I don't know where to go. Ah, yes. Here. Yes. No, not there. No. I can't do it. I don't know where to put. I don't have any access to my own chat. You know, this is tough. This is tough. 1 minute. I think I've got an idea. You're going to have to listen to just me for a second. Haha. There you go. And I'm going to go into the chat on the outside. I'm hacking into my own account. This is the definition of madness, I think. Mm-hmm. Can you attend your own live? Is that a thing you can do? According to this, the answer is no. How disappointing. I just can't put a chat in my own chat. Does that make sense? End broadcast. I don't want to do that. What I wanted to do and what I wanted to show you was a link to my school, which I have just opened. But regrettably, it's not going to let me access my stuff. There is a way of doing this. I am fully aware of that, and I'm just not able to find it because I am a bit of an idiot. So you're gonna have to be patient with me. Let me see. Link. Yes. Access my stuff. There is a way of doing talking this. Again. Stop. So annoying. I need to turn off my own. Okay, there you go. Ha ha! Hi guys. There you go. Ha 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 ha! There you go. Tis a link I have put in my chat. I've done it now. I'm not a fool any longer. But there you go. Basically, this is a link to my school. As some of you may already know, this is a really good opportunity, a good way to get free resources to practice your English. Okay. So if you are coming here today in order to practice English as a second language or even as a first language, I know that some English people have contacted me because they wanted to thank me for explaining the difference between it's, which is a pretty dramatic thing for English people too. If you're an English person, you will know that that is not particularly easy to do, um, because of language. It's just the way that language works. Yes, then please join. It's completely free. I haven't even prepared the premium version yet, so please don't pay for the premium version. It will be ready in Easter, when all of my materials are uploaded. When you join, you might realize that it's a little bit of a work in progress, because I'm still trying to moderate everything appropriately. So yeah, go ahead and take a look. We're actually live on the school right now as well, so maybe there are some people already in the school in the chat. I hope so. That would be really cool if true. But yes, other than that, today is an ask me anything. And today I would like to practice a little bit of writing from you guys in the chat, and I would like to practice a little bit of speaking, or listening, I should say, because I'm going to be the one speaking and you're going to be the one listening. So ideally, what's going to happen here is I'm going to ask you questions and you are going to answer in the chat. Okay. So, my first question is, how are you today? How are you doing? Have you had a good week? I'll tell you about my week while I wait for you to send a message. I've had a busy week. I've been doing lots of different things. I have multiple jobs, so I've been doing my multiple jobs. I've been um, studying. I've been learning how to use OBS a little bit better. Anybody who's been watching the videos might be able to sort of gather just how different they are starting to look over time. So I'm trying to learn from other people what the best ways are to make these lives, make my videos, try to make things as entertaining as possible. So yeah, how are you? How are you doing today? All good. First day off in a while, so I'm taking an easy day. Whoa, yeah, that sounds nice. I love a good easy day. What do you do when you have an easy day though? I find it very difficult to relax sometimes, and just take a load off. That's a good expression. Take a load off. Hey, do you know what I should do? I will keep a little vocabulary bank, and then we'll just keep adding to that. And then I'll do that now. Sorry, I'm being a little bit slow today. It's Sunday, all right? I'm allowed to be slow. Okay? It's allowed. But yeah. Very nice. Very nice. We'll keep adding to this list, I think. But yes, it's difficult to relax. I like to play video games. At the moment, I'm feeling a little bit upset because I want to watch Pokopia. I want to play Pokopia. I don't want to watch Pokopia. I really don't want to watch Pokopia because if I watch uh, other people play it, I will be insanely jealous. You lay in. What do you mean by lay in? Lay in. That's a nice little phrasal verb from the British guy in the chat. Uh, lay in is to sleep extra, right? Than or more than usual. Normally happens on the weekend. As a noun, the noun form is lie in, but with a hyphen put together, right? A lion. It's nice to have a lion. I'm a big fan of that. Um, I never do it though. I was supposed to have a lion today, and I woke up at 7. Can you believe that? But I woke up to good news. I woke up to the discovery that 2 people had joined our school. So I was incredibly happy this morning. I was very pleased. And then I had about, well, I had 2 cups of coffee, and now I'm absolutely wired. I'm insane. I've lost it. Um, but that's a good one. Yeah, lying is a nice thing to do on uh, on the weekends because you don't get the opportunity to do that during the week. It's interesting though because apparently some of my students were telling me this morning that they have tomorrow and Tuesday off. Can you believe that? I'm so jealous. I don't have Monday and Tuesday off. That's for certain. In fact, I thought I had more time off for Easter, and it turns out, mm-mm, nope, no, I do not. A lion for me is anything past 8. Yeah, what time do people normally wake up? No, see, normally I wake up at like quite early, but mm, maybe my early is actually late for other people. For me, early is 8 o'clock, but I don't start work until pretty late in the day, until like, I don't know, 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. And sometimes I finish work at 11 o'clock at night. So, it's kind of like a different time, different, what would you call that? Different body clock. That's a good one. Body clock. Most people have like a rhythm, a daily rhythm. They know when they go to sleep. They know when they wake up. They know. They know. Um, but my body clock is pretty regular, I would say. I wake up at 8. I go to work. I come home at 8 or 9, and then I keep working until pretty late. And then I go to bed pretty late too. It's not very healthy if you think about it. Hmm, interesting. But yes, apparently Monday and Tuesday are off because it's St. Patrick's Day. So that's very exciting. I didn't realize that people that are in Ireland have time off for St. Patrick's Day. So that's pretty cool. Um, yeah, I'm a bit jealous. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't realize that St. Patrick's Day was a big event for people as well. I thought that St. Patrick's Day was just for like going out at night and going to parties. But apparently it's a little bit more elaborate than that. If you do St. Patrick's Day, it's possibly because you are like going to a parade, or maybe you're participating in the parade as well. So I'm a little bit jealous. I would like to have Monday and Tuesday off. To have a Monday and a Tuesday off too, what a luxury. What a luxury. I'm incredibly jealous. Okay, well, it's nice to see that people are participating today. I hope that more people will come to our live and have a chat. But I've been thinking a lot recently about different sports. What kind of sports do we do? People in the chat. What sports do people do? Do you have any cool sports that you want to share? I'm just while you tell me that, I'm gonna readjust my camera. I look a little bit like a wet dog today. Forgive me. um, but yes, I do sports. I like swimming and I like badminton. I think these are the both like the most, you know, easygoing sports known to man. You know, but they are fun, and I think that's the whole point. I also like, I suppose, chess doesn't really count as a sport. I mean, as a physical sport, as a mental one, yes. As a physical one, perhaps not. Tennis is good. Anybody in the chat do any winter sports? Those are also cool. Has anybody ever heard of this one? The no, the the luge. Anybody heard that? It's where you go. I think. Oh, I always forget which way around it is. If the luge is the one where you're face down or face up. It's one of them though. Um, which one do you would you prefer to do? You know, I was watching some people this morning doing the luge, and I was thinking like, wow, you have to be a very special type of person, I think, to do something like that. I think you have to be very at peace with the world. You know, you have to accept the prospect of your own demise. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Maybe these people have like a special, you know, talent for not dying. No, it's just something that I've been watching. I thought it was pretty cool. I thought it was quite impressive. I think it's because I don't have a television, so I don't watch like cable TV and things like that. I watch YouTube videos of Winter Olympics events weeks after they have happened. So I was watching Elisa Liu. I mean, it's Chinese, is it Liu? Whatever. I was watching her, and I was watching Eileen Gu. She's also really cool. And I was watching. I can't remember the names of some of the other ones. I'm not very good with names. These were the two that I remembered. But they were both very talented, and I thought that was pretty cool. And it made me think that I should consider figure skating. But then it reminded me as well that if I spin in place, I get dizzy really quickly, even if it's just once. So probably not for me, figure skating. We'll get them next time, folks. We'll get them next time. Maybe I'll do snowboarding. No. No, because snowboarding and skiing are just too dangerous. These sports are just too. It's not good for you, you know? I don't think it's good for your health to do these kinds of things. Personally, you know? It's just my opinion. If you're unskilled and a fool like me, then that's what I would say. Anyways, okay, so you're not going to talk to me about sports. What are you going to talk to me about? What would inspire you to put a message in the chat today? Let's think. Huh. Uh, what do you think about what's everybody's favorite video game? You know, we talked about this in the last um in the last live because we were talking about uh video games and their effect on young people, and we had to write an essay about whether or not they truly affect young people as people say that they do. So let's talk a little bit about video games. What's everybody's favorite video game? Right. I'm happy to spend the next 40 minutes talking about my favorite video game because I love video games. I love, um, I think my favorite Zelda game is, oh, this might be a little bit of an unpopular opinion, but my favorite Zelda game is Phantom Hourglass. Does anybody know that one? Only the real kings and queens of Zelda will know Phantom Hourglass. It was a DS game, and it was kind of like Wind Waker, but only on the DS. And it was very, very good. Although a lot of people say that it was really, really bad. But I thought it was great. It was one of my big favorites actually. Really, really liked Phantom Hourglass. What else? What else? I don't quite know. What do I like? What do I like is a fantastic thing to ask yourself. I like Mario. Mario is a big one, of course. I think my favorite Mario game is probably Mario Galaxy. The first one, not the second one. I mean, the second one's good, but the first one's better, you know? Um, uh, I can't think of anything else. Mario Kart's fine. I hate to be like a negative Nancy, but Mario Kart is not as good as people say that it is. And people going crazy about Mario Kart World. Okay, it's a good game and it's better than the last one, but it doesn't warrant enormous and extortionate, payments of things. I think that is just my opinion. And this is coming from a place of video game lover. I'm a big fan. But yeah, it's just my opinion. Okay. A different question. A different question. I'm gonna make an attempt to ask the chat one more question. And if you're too scared to type in the chat, then I'm just gonna start yapping about something else and we're gonna do a quiz. All right. But I have one more question to ask people in the chat to get to know them better. And that is, um, if you could live in any season for the rest of your life, which season would you be happy to live in? I just made that up off the top of my head. You better answer that question or I will cry. If you could live in any season for the rest of time, which season would you live in? And, well, why as well? If you can tell me why, that would be cool. Nobody said anything about the microphone being in between my eyes yet. Which is, I'm assuming that's because the people watching are incredibly supportive, and it's not because anybody thinks I'm insane. But if you could live in any season, where would you live? Tell me. I demand to know. In what season? I would live in my birthday season, which is autumn. That's where I would live. Because that would be I imagine living through my birthday constantly. But autumn has a lot of benefits. It's in here in Spain at least, it's still quite warm. It's sunny in autumn. There's not a lot of rain in autumn. There are lots of leaves. And I kind of like that thing. This is a little bit macabre, but like, oh, do you know that word? I suppose it's similar. It's a similar word in a couple of other languages too. It's a little bit somber. It's a little bit negative, but I kind of like that time in life where everything sort of goes back to the earth. All the leaves fall down, all that stuff. That's a really nice time of year, and Halloween, obviously. Halloween is good fun. I'm a big fan of Halloween. But yeah, I think that really autumn is the only appropriate answer. Summer in Spain is just too dang hot. You know what I'm saying? I can't hack it. Have you ever heard of that expression before? Can't hack it. It's a bit of a Britishism. I feel like I've never heard an American person say I can't hack it. It means like I can't stand it. And I can't tolerate it. That kind of thing. I can't hack summer. You know, I can't hack constant summer. I think that would kill me slowly. That would not be nice. Not be nice at all. Um, Spring would be pretty cool actually. I feel like I would be quite happy with a perpetual spring. Um, that would be quite nice. Um, what else? Maybe nobody's answering in the chat because I'm not putting the question. If you could live in any season forever, which season would you choose? And my answer is autumn. That's my vote. And this is a perfect example, this sentence, of a second conditional. If you could live in any season, which season would you live in? That would be cool. Okay. You know what I've just realized? Is the chat on I can't speak. Is it on subscribers only mode? I feel like I'm having a mental. I need to change that and make it so everybody can put a message in the chat. I just realized I'm like holding everybody back. What a nightmare. God, this live is doing a terrible job. Oh hey, Jack says spring. Why spring, Jack? Quick, you answer the question while I fix this. I don't know how I've managed to do this. Let's have a look. Community moderation. How do I unmess this up? Surely there's got to be a way. Comments on. Yes, comments on. I don't ever remember saying that subscribers only mode was on. So let's see. Let me just double check. It smells the nicest. What do you mean by that? It smells. I mean, I kind of know what you're talking about. Like in Madrid, in summer, it smells just a little bit sweaty, you know? And when you can smell the grass and things like that, it's a really beautiful thing to be able to enjoy all of those different smells. But at the same time, uh, some people, you know, the people who have like allergies, I think they would say that spring is probably the worst for them. Okay, give me a sec. I don't know what I've done. Right, I need to turn comments on right now, or I'm gonna cry. Live chat. Anyone, there you go. See, okay, now you can all type. I don't know how gosh, you know what I mean. Like, I'm kind of an old lady. I'm trying really hard, you know. Um, it's very welcomed after. Oh, I can't read. I'm having such a hard time of it today. It's very welcomed after winter. Yeah, that is true. It is true when you've had like I mean, I'm going to assume, Jack, that you're in the UK. When you are living in the UK and you don't have any like sun, any sunlight, it's rainy, you know, it's windy, it's cloudy every day. You go to work at night and you leave work and it's night again, you know? And then all of a sudden you see a bit of sun, it can bring a man to his knees. You know, it can kill you. It's beautiful, but it can. It's great. You know, it's fantastic. Um, I know what you mean. I know what you mean. I get excited for Christmas every year, but I don't think that it's enough. You know, it's not good enough. Okay, I think we figured it out now, so everybody should be able to comment. The sun is a myth. Yeah, I don't know if it has ever come out in Yorkshire. I'm always a little bit upset about the people that live in Nottinghamshire because they're a little bit arrogant about their weather. They say that they get like, oh no, it's the sun always falls in Nottinghamshire. It's a load of rubbish. It's complete guff. I've never heard of this. This is an untruth. Okay. So we've done that question. We've done that question. So next question. If you could live in any country, where would you live and why? I'm going to answer this question first, and then I'm going to hope that people join in on this question. I'm going to stick it at the top, actually. I'm going to put it here. See, this is good. This is a system. Unfortunately, I seem to have developed this system now instead of developing this system at the beginning, like an idiot. But it's fine. It's fine. I digress. So, if you could live in any country, where would you live and why would you live there? Okay, I'll answer the question first. I if I could choose and I didn't have to worry about things like my family or like all of these other things around me in my life, I would probably choose to live somewhere that has a very good economical system that pays well and has decent weather and has a nice countryside landscape, atmosphere, and lack of people. I think for a easy, slow English class, that might have been a little bit fast, but I don't think such a country exists. um, I don't know. I don't know. When I was younger, I moved to Spain from the UK, which is a decision that I definitely don't regret on account of the weather, because it's very sunny. However, the quality of life that comes from natural things like the sea and the sun doesn't necessarily make up for the distinct lack of money that you get in these kinds of places. Um, yes, yeah, the islands are probably one of the biggest assets that Spain has. Yeah, Menorca is lovely. I've spent plenty of time in Menorca. Well, and yet not enough at the same time. Um, I would definitely like to, after having lived in this country for so many years, I would like to try to live in a different country. So I would like to, for example, I was thinking about moving to Finland. I know that Anna would definitely want me to do that. Sometimes I think about going back to the UK. Um, yeah, I've had a few different ideas like this over on many occasions throughout my career. Sometimes very frequently, particularly this year, I have been quite disillusioned with living in Madrid because there are so many um people. I would like to live somewhere quiet, you know? I think that everybody would probably agree with that. I don't know, do we have any city people in the chat? I don't think so. I'm just making an assumption that we don't have any city people in the chat. Um because if I mean personally, if I had to choose, I would prefer to live on the countryside. Um and live out my days like this. That would be pretty cool. I'd be pretty pleased. Um Hmm. Where else would be good? I'd like to try to live in one of the Eastern European countries. And it's interesting because last uh, last year, I had a moment then where I thought it was this year. Last year, I went to the United States for the first time in ever for me. I had never been to the United States before, and I went to Yale University, and I was in Yale for a month. And I remember it was a very funny thing that happened the way that it came about because I told myself over and over again I would never ever go to the United States, and then I did, and it was okay. It wasn't that good. I wouldn't want to live there. But only in the same way that not because I disliked it. I actually kind of enjoyed my experience in the United States. It was good fun. Sheffield counts as a city. Sheffield does count as a city. Absolutely. For sure. It's got how many people? It's got like 1 million billion people in it. That counts as a city, you know? I think what was the old definition of cities? Anywhere with a cathedral. Sheffield's got a cathedral. There's a British cheese called Cathedral City. I don't know what. Maybe that's got something to do with. I don't know. I don't know why I brought that up. Um, Cathedral City. Sheffield's a city. Sheffield's a city, and it's got too many people in it. I'm just kidding. Don't say that. That's not nice. In my personal opinion, everywhere's got too many people in it. To be honest, Sheffield is barren in comparison to Madrid. And sometimes I miss that. Um, because it's nice. It's nice to be in in a quiet place, a quieter place. That's for sure. But yeah, so I don't know. Maybe in the future, I will go somewhere else in Europe, or I'll just break bad and go to Japan now because Japan's got lots of people in it. It's also got lots of space, but I'm kind of going for the quiet rather than the many. You know. Do you see how what you said there though, Jack? You said city centre, asking me if Sheffield's a city, and you've got a city centre. You know what I'm saying? Silly sausage. Yeah. Anyway, shall we do a different question? I think we should do a different question. I'm doing a lot of second conditional questions today. If you could be any animal, which would you be and why? Another why question. Because I want to know why. Tell me why. All right. This one's a difficult one for me. Not really sure. Not really sure. What do I want to be? What animal would I choose? I would want to choose an animal that is that can fly for sure. That would be a certainty. It has to be an animal that could fly. I don't think it necessarily has to be a big one. But it does have to be a fast one. So I think that I would probably choose one of those like crazy birds, like a hummingbird or like something like that. That would be cool. Um, oh no, they are a little bit hardcore though. They definitely do a lot of work. You know, it's a lot of effort. An owl? Why an owl? I think I hate to break it to you, everybody messes with owls. What is this statement? Have you seen the owls that throw up like stuff? Am I gonna have to show you this? Can I do that? Am I allowed to do that on stream? Of course I am. It's a stream. What are they gonna do? Shoot me? I'm gonna show you a video of an owl throwing up pellets. Do you know? Did you know that owls do that? They don't. Oh my god, it's gross. It looks so owls eat like mice. Let me just preface this very quickly. Owls eat mice, so they get like there's things that their bodies can't digest, right? So they just be like hucking up pellets. What do you mean name one owl eater? Yeah, nobody wants to eat owls because they do things like this, dude. Look at that. That was mad. That's got to be AI. You know what I mean? Look, people look at these kinds of things and they think that's not right. That can't be real. That can't be real. It is real. They be pooing out their mouths. You know what I'm saying? Grow up is what I'm saying. You're a fool if you think that the owls are normal. You know, you're a silly. Yeah, no, this is absolutely not. Um. So yes, I can't remember what I was getting at with that, but there you go. The owl. I was giving you a rebuttal to why owls are not the best animal to choose to be. Um, they are pretty, but I don't like the fact that they go like, you know, it's not nice. That's not cool. I feel like there's something quite wrong with that actually. It's just a bit strange. Hmm. Maybe I'd be like a stork. They're huge. They're really cool. I love those. Absolutely massive. Um, or maybe I would be. What animal wouldn't you be? If you could choose not to be an animal, what animal wouldn't you be? I wouldn't be a giraffe. I love giraffes, but how inconvenient is that? Do you know what I mean? Like who's doing you who's I just don't no, I'm sorry, I won't be a giraffe. Like they can't even bend down to pick anything up. As a human, most of us would argue that we also have the same problem. But no, no, there's just no can do. Absolutely no. Giraffe, I wouldn't be a giraffe. I wouldn't be what else wouldn't I be? I wouldn't be a fly. They live for like 20 minutes. It's amazing. They live for 20 minutes and yet somehow they plague our lives. They're everywhere. It's terrible, truly terrible. I would definitely want to be a flying animal. I would have to be a flying animal. I but I can't think of which one I would be. I'd want to be some kind of apex predator, you know. So I suppose owl is really the only option. It's the best one for flying, or an eagle or a vulture. They're pretty cool. Um, Probably one of those guys. That would probably be the best option, I think. Um, but yeah, those are the ones that I can think of. If anybody else has an answer to this question, go ahead and write an answer. Um, but yes, I'm finding it hard to think of another animal that would be much better than a vulture or an eagle. No offense to owls, I just don't like the throwing up poo thing. It's weird. It's just weird. I'm sorry, it's weird. Okay, let's do another question, shall we? Oh, whatever. Don't start with me, all right? Whatever. Go away. Different question. I'll block you. Let's think of another question. If you could eat one meal for the rest of your life, which meal would it be? Okay. I don't really feel like you need to say why for this one. Cuz I mean, depending on what you say, I'm going to judge you anyway. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to judge you. When I was a kid, my answer to this question would be lasagna because my mum used to make lasagna every week and I waited dutifully for lasagna day every day. I loved it. But I mean, if I could choose to have something every single day, certainly it would be lasagna. You wouldn't eat owl. Has anybody ever done that? I don't think so. I think you might be like losing your nut. I'd pick a pizza, basic but classic. Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. What kind of pizza though? Like you can't just say a pizza. Be specific. Come on now, don't mess around. And it's interesting the lasagna thing because one of my closest friends, he hates lasagna because his mum made a bad lasagna, and I hope he's not listening. Nor do I hope his mum is listening. Fingers crossed. But yes, Jack, don't do this to me right now, okay? Yeah, I said topping. I didn't say size, did I? Starting with me, young man. You're on a straight shot to Blocktown. A big one. You've got to have a better answer than that, my dude. You've got to. What's this? Veggie. Ooh. With pineapple or without pineapple? See, now this is the question. This is the question. Because, pineapple on pizza is a divisive. I hear people say divisive and I hear people say divisive. I'm going to say divisive because you divide. It's a divisive topic. And I believe it's a divisive topic because some idiots in the world think that you shouldn't have pineapple on pizza. Oh, look, just like Jack. What's wrong with pineapple on pizza? I'm tired of saying that it's wrong. Okay? I'm tired. I'm bored. I think we all need to grow up and move on and just get a little bit older about pineapple on pizza. You know, some people put like strawberries on pizza. Some people put like sweet corn, perfect example. Some people put sweet corn on pizza. Some people put, what's another thing that people put on pizza that's sweet? That's grapes. What's like, okay, grapes on pizza? What are we doing? What's happening? You know what I mean? Pineapple on pizza is fine, and we all need to grow up. It's just true. That's just the truth. I'm sorry. Sorry. You might think that that is weird, but I would suggest that what you do is you try some. Okay. You need to, you didn't like it when you were a kid, go back and try it again. Yes, if there's an Italian watching, they might be crying. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay. If you are watching the recording, please write your answers in the chat and in the comments. Sorry, not in the chat. It would be cool to see people trying to answer these conditional questions naturally. That would be nice. Okay, so pizza. Anybody that puts strawberry on pizza needs to stop contributing ideas. I've never done that. I'm just kidding. I have never done that. Can you imagine doing that? To be honest, I hate. Right, okay, this is an unpopular opinion. Um, Strawberries suck. Thoughts? Strawberries are horrible. I do not like strawberries at all. I mean, I do. I love them, but they are so um like unpredictable. You know, you take a bite into a strawberry and you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know if it's going to be a nice and crunchy. You don't know if it's going to be a squishy and nasty. It's just impossible to say. And for that reason, I do not like them. I think they suck. I had a very sad event just an hour before this live, actually. I took a bite into an apple and I thought it was going to be crunchy and it was squishy and it was a really big apple and I felt deceived. And it was quite sad actually. I did feel really upset about it. So if you want to donate so that I can purchase another crunchier apple, um, that would be nice. Bananas, yeah, bananas are nice. Would you eat bananas every day for the rest of your life though? That's the question. I feel like that would be good because then you wouldn't get cramps, but then it would be bad because you would probably have pretty serious indigestion. Watermelon is not good. I don't know what people are talking about when they say it's great. I like watermelon. I don't like it all the time. I like it when it's really hot. That's when watermelon is like particularly nice. Yeah, in a smoothie. But do you know what? What's worse than watermelon is watermelon flavored stuff. It's like banana flavored stuff. It's a just complete joke, you know? It's madness. I don't. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. It ain't right. But anyways, okay, let's do another question. Thank you, Jack, by the way. You're participating readily. I hope that you're learning some English, Jack, from England. You know. Uh let's see if we can think of some more questions. What's another question? What would you do with $1 million? There you go. It's not a second conditional, but it's a conditional question regardless. What would you do with $1 million? What would you do with $1 million? Realistically, what would you do with $1 million? For real. You know? Because it ain't that easy to acquire $1 million. So once you got it, would you save it? Or would you, Lego? Please elaborate. What kind of Lego? Because with $1 million, you can get all of the Lego, surely. Or is there a piece of Lego out there that's more expensive than $1 million? Is that possible? Nah, too much Lego, that's for certain. That is for certain. But okay, Lego. That's a pretty the issue with that is that okay, if you got $1 million worth of Lego, you would no longer have any money and you would also have no place to put all of your Lego. Is it real? Is Star Wars Lego that expensive? That just seems like a lot. What's the most expensive Star Wars Lego? Is it really bad? Let's see. Whoa! Jeez. Okay. Well, that's still not a million. Woof. No. Oh, why is that a quarter of a million? 215,000. Anything prequel related? Is there like a big Jar Jar Binks model that you can get for like a million bajillions? Wow. Wow, just for a little Anakin. Look at that. Tiny little Anakin for 43 euros. What a joke. That is quite sad. How expensive? I had no idea. Wow, Yoda looks a little. Something's going on with Yoda here. Is he okay? Yoda, you okay? Yoda, is he all right? All right. Sorry, I'm just roasting Yoda for no good reason. Poor guy. Whew, man, that is expensive. You gotta be rich, rich. Okay, okay. I digress. I digress. What would you do with $1 million? This is the question. So you would spend all the money on Lego Star Wars. That's fair enough. Oh, he's got a good face, that Yoda. I was quite happy with that. That's worth $1 million, I think. For me though, I don't know what I would do with $1 million. I think I'd probably just invest it all in cryptocurrency. I'm just kidding. I don't have any cryptocurrency. Um, but I do have a very strong desire to save money. I would definitely say that I am a saver and not a spender. Save a bit for pizza. How much is a bit? After the Death Star and all of the other stuff, you're gonna have nothing left. You're gonna have no home and just a bunch of cardboard boxes filled with Lego. You are not making a good financial decision for your future. Okay, I'm sorry, it's just true. But with $1 million, I think you have to think a little bit. That's not Yoda. That's his neighbor Yuda. There's a joke there. I don't know what the joke is. This is yeah. He looks a little messy. Put it that way. For 400 euros, I would definitely want a less messy Yoda. If I had to choose, but I don't know. I think that I would probably save it. I would probably not spend any of it, and then live a very meager life until I retire and then spend all of that money on uh, a cruise forever for the rest of my life. But I don't know. I don't know. When you save money and you are very miserly, I don't know if you've ever heard of that word. It's like someone who wants to save constantly, kind of like Scrooge. You're a bit of a Scrooge. Then if you're a miserly kind of person like me, I don't really know what the final objective of saving money is sometimes. Like what do you invest it on? What's the purpose? Um I don't know. I don't know. It's a good question actually. Okay, okay. Let's do a couple more questions. We'll do a couple more questions and then we'll call it a day. Okay? So, um I don't want to ask any more conditional questions. I want to ask a question that is um just general. Yeah. So here is my question. Why are you learning English? That's a good one. Why are you learning English? I have been an English teacher for many, many years. I have been teaching English as a second language since I was 14, technically. Because when I first started working as a teacher trainer, I I met a lot of different people who needed to learn English as a second language, and that's how I got into teaching English. I didn't know anything about the rules. I didn't know anything about the grammar. I didn't know anything about the connection of English between other languages. Um, I didn't know any of that. And then I also, at the same time, I was also very interested in Spanish growing up. um, I was quite good at learning Spanish. I was quite good at languages, I found. So as I got older, I got more and more interested in the English language as I was learning about the Spanish language. So what inevitably happened was that the older I got, the more I wanted to travel, and then I moved to Spain, and then I taught English. And then, obviously, in order to teach English, you have to understand how the grammar works. So, so I had to spend a lot of time learning about how the grammar worked, and that was hard, man. I have a lot of empathy for the people who learn English as a second language. I learned Spanish as a second language, and at a certain point, it is easier to learn a language like Spanish because it is so regimented. All of the rules are the same. The endings are more or less the same. So you can kind of just figure it out over time. Whereas with English, so many disjointed rules exist where you teach a subject and then you go, and here are the 7,000 exceptions. And that's really hard. So, I feel the pain. I feel the pain of those people that are learning English as a second language. Um, so that's why I learn English today. That's one of the reasons why I learn English. I learn English as well to be able to teach more lessons. There are some lessons that I just don't like teaching. That's just true. I think every English teacher has a subject that they don't like to teach. For example, for me, it's quantifiers. I just can't be bothered teaching the difference between none, some, any. Can't be bothered. I don't know why. It's boring to me, I suppose. But I have to learn to find tricks that make it easier to teach these things, to make it easier to explain these things to my students. That's my job. So that's one of the reasons why I learn English. And I learn English every day, bro. It's every day. So when people join my school and they join because they want to learn English, which, by the way, the link for the for the school, it's in it's in the do you want to click at the top? Is Come on, you want to. Anyway, but yeah, it's something that I have to do all the time. Something that I constantly am doing is updating materials as much as I can. Because sometimes I think that I have reached the maximum potential of explaining something or doing like a grammar topic. And then I realize, like, actually, no, I have barely scratched the surface of what I actually wanted to explain. So I go back and I do it again. So that's just something that happens to me. What about you guys? Why do you learn English? If you don't want to tell me, I will force the answer out of you. I'm just kidding. Are you learning English because you are a student? Are you learning English because you are a teacher? Are you learning English because you have a job that you need to do? Why are you learning English? I think that learning a language in general is very important. And I'm not just talking to people learning English as a second language, I'm also referring to people who are learning English as a first language. A lot of us English natives, we can speak, we can communicate, but we don't know the rules that um, preside over the language. And because we don't know the rules, we can't explain it to people and we get frustrated when we speak to foreigners. Um, and it makes it very, very difficult for people who are learning English as a second language to communicate with us. You should learn a language for your own brain, you know? Your language learning skills could be the protective barrier between you and a mental health issue in the future. Learning a language can have health benefits as well as communication and social benefits, right? So, for whatever reason that you are learning English, I'm sure it is a noble one. But if you're finding it difficult, then why don't you join a school? Yes, that's right. You knew I was going to bring it up again. I'm going to put the link to our school in the chat one more time. I'm going to move myself. Look at that. It's really fun to do this. This is like my favorite thing. I think I might have lost my mind actually. It's good. It's good fun. Running a stream has been quite exciting, you know? And I'm going to put the link once again to the school in the chat. Do 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 do. Nope, that's not the link. What did I say? I said that I was going to put the link in the chat. What ended up happening? I can't read. I'm a fool. There you go. There you go. So, once again, it has been a lovely hour to get to know Jack. And I hope that those of you who have been listening from home have been able to take some time to join in. Now, it's a Sunday, so I didn't expect a lot of people to come today. But hopefully, we can do some more after school sessions in the future. I think that would be pretty cool. What do we think, ladies and gents? Oh, Jack says he's learning English to teach. Yeah, absolutely. But this is the thing, you've got to start somewhere. And the way that I learned, ironically enough, was actually from the British Council. I looked at all of the British Council materials to learn English, to be able to teach it. That is something that I had to do. So yeah, fun that, isn't it? It's interesting the way these things turn out. But yes, if you are interested in continuing learning grammar with us and continuing learning vocabulary, um, practicing for specialized exams, joining our school and attending our weekly lives is completely free. Okay, so we do that just to make sure that if people do have doubts, if they do have questions, that they will be able to answer them without any problems. Um, and that they can study and do their homework from school, or they can do their university work or their work without having any any issues. But yes, I hope to everybody here today that you have had a good time listening and speaking to me. However, I do have to go now. So thank you so much for coming. Thank you for coming and speaking and having fun. And hopefully, I'll catch you in the next one, if it's on YouTube or if it's at school. Thank you so much. Goodbye, everybody.